hanging with my puppets here, seeing what's happening. They're not just puppets. They're real people. They're my friends. How are you? How are you? She's just helping me get the gloves on. This one. They don't have names anymore. This one did have a name, but no, this one no longer has a name. They don't have a name. So if the naming rights are, doesn't mean that I will name them after you. But hello, how are you? Everything's going not great this week, really, basically for anyone. But it's a week. It's another week. What's happening in the world? Not great things, really. Well, or maybe great things, maybe potentially great things for the future. I noticed that they've just torn down a statue in Bristol, which is pretty good because it was. I saw a last week. I saw a what was it called? Yeah, the things where you write in. This is a good start, isn't it? The things where you write in petition. That's it. A petition to get rid of a statue in Bristol. Well, moving ahead today, they tore it down. It's like a revolution or something. It's really quite exciting. It was a bad statue. It was somebody Colston or something who was. They are quite scared, aren't they? Hello. They are great though, but you can make them anyway. They tore down a statue this week, which is a good thing because it was a bad statue. Now, you could argue that it needs to be seen, but it needs to be seen in a museum, I think. These are quite terrifying, though, aren't they? They're coordinated, they do a little dance and they do it together because I'm not, hello Philip, I'm not very good at, see I've been trying to learn the piano today and I've realised that you have to do two different things with your hands and my hands sort of work as one. I'm not left-handed or right-handed, I'm sort of ambidextrous. It's like if one hand moves, oh so they didn't, if one hand moves the other one doesn't move. It was a lie. So yes, these are quite terrifying, but I think they're quite good as well. This one's got pink hair. This one's got uni-handed. Yeah, uni-handed. Now they're clapping. See? They're doing it together. As if as one. So yeah, what's happening in the world? Obviously, there have been things all around the world where people have fought for their rights, which is good. What isn't so good is there's a virus still on the loose and it's not gone away. But let's ignore that because fighting for your rights is good. But it's bad that people didn't have their rights. This is a puppet show and it's also all about tolerance. A puppet show about tolerance. Oh, you must make, but not just tolerance. Tolerance just means that you put up with things. Actually, you shouldn't put up with things. You should love people and respect them and listen to them. Not just tolerance. You should be not obviously don't get within 2 feet of each other in this. This is difficult, isn't it? It's just difficult getting together when you're supposed to keep 2 foot apart. They're not, or 6 foot apart. Too far. See, they're doing social distancing. But not from me because they can't do social distancing from me because I haven't got 6 foot worth of arms. Difficult. Anyway, so everyone should love each other and get on, and obviously there's some bad people in the world that make it hard for other people to get on together because the world is not fair at the moment and it needs to be more equal and equitable and everybody needs to get on. Puppet show. La 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 la. Take a social message with puppets. Puppets, 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 puppets. Puppets, puppets, social message with puppets. I don't know what I'm saying either. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking sense because this week I've had people coming onto my YouTube and saying terrible things and coming onto my Facebook afterwards and saying terrible things. And I'm not having any of that because you need to be, at the very least, basis. Tolerance is the very least you should be. You should be all-encompassing. You shouldn't hate people because of something that they were just I don't and I'm going to be accused of being a social justice warrior now, and I'm not. I'm just a person with some puppets. Puppets. I know I've lost it. 4 of you here though. Hello. and I know some of you, I've met some of you, and 2 of you, I don't know who you are because you haven't identified yourself. Oh yes, Facebook has been very bad. And it's not just, let me just say, to start with, as a basis, that Black Lives Matter, obviously, and I'm not going to have any argument about that. Also, what's happened today, a different thing, which is sort of related in a way, in that it's about equality and diversity and keeping somebody called J.K. Rowling, who you might know from writing Harry Potter, which is a vastly overrated book. I've got to say, I read all of Harry Potter a while ago, and the reason I read them is that somebody I was working with, this man, said, you have to read Harry, don't diss Harry Potter without reading them. And I'm not going to like it. He's like, you are. You need to read them. You need to read them, and then you will know that you will like them. Now, I read them all, and I realised that I did not like them. So that proves that. But you have to, in order to decide that you don't like something, you have to experience it. I see. Now, you can't just make a judgment, I think, without learning about something and then making an informed judgment. So I did. I made an informed judgment about Harry Potter, and I read them all, and I watched every single one of the films, all of them. I've seen and I've read fanfic about Harry Potter, that's the fanfic. I've read it, and I still don't like Harry Potter. I'm sorry. I'm sure I would have said, I'm sure she's a lovely woman, is that J.K. Rowling. But it turns out that I'd have been wrong. I'd have been completely wrong. I love my puppets too. I love my puppets. Now, talking of which, my dad said, is it a girl puppet or is it a boy puppet? Now, to be honest, they're made out of cardboard, so they do not have genders. They are puppets. Hello, Terry. They're puppets, so they don't have genders. You can say, what does it look like? But that doesn't mean you have to ask the puppet. And the puppet, it can't talk. That they're real. Anyway, is that anything to do with J.K. Rowling? Probably. There's probably a message in there somewhere. Thank you, puppet. They don't have names. They're puppets. There's nothing underneath it. That's my hands. That's all that's underneath these puppets. Little indistinguishable clothes. So there. Anyway, if you don't agree with me that Black Lives Matter and that trans people are, well, obviously they're who they say they are. If you say you're something, then you're something. As far as I'm concerned, that's it. Right? And there's a whole rainbow of experience. There's all sorts of people in the world. And if you ask, I think you should ask the person, Puppet, what are you? Are you? Oh, well, thank you very much for telling me, Puppet. Now the puppet's told me. You couldn't hear it because you don't speak Puppet. But the puppet told me its identity. So now I know that puppet's identity. But then again, that puppet, it's a fluid identity. Maybe in 10 years it'll have a different identity. But at this moment in time, that's the identity of the puppet. That's what the puppet says it is. Therefore, I have no reason to doubt the puppet. The puppet tells me the truth. What about you? Oh, really? Okay. Well, I am a bit surprised, but the puppet told me that. Well, that's nice, Audi, and I've no reason to disbelieve what you say. You've told me that. Who am I to say that that's not true? If you say that's true, then that's true. I've got a feeling that you might be slightly joking with me, but that's not me. That's not my opinion to say. I can't judge you. Only you can judge you. Nobody can judge you. If you believe in a higher power, that's fine. Maybe the higher power can judge you. If you don't, then it's only up to you. You judge you, you do you. And that's you. In terms of that sort of thing. Anyway. Now I don't know whether I'm saying things that are controversial or not. Maybe I am. But I think the message that I'm bringing here is love. Love and understanding and accepting people for who they are and not judging them based on something based on yourself, on what you think, because your experience informed about your experience. Really, ultimately, you can empathize with people, you can learn about their experiences, and you can go, I have read about your experience and I understand to a certain extent, but I haven't lived your experience. Therefore, I cannot judge you. Can you? No, I can't judge you because I haven't lived your experience. I don't know. I can just accept you. And if I don't like you, that's fine, but that's nothing to do with who, all the things. It just might be that we don't get on. You might have said something nasty to me, but that's just something. That's nothing to do with, if I haven't met you, then I can't hate you because I don't know you. If I do meet you and you're horrible to me, then I might not like you so much. But to be honest, if you're horrible about other people, I definitely won't like you. But especially if you're horrible about somebody that's been horrible to you, I'll sympathise with you. I'll go, yes, I understand that. You've got a point. Maybe that person's not so great. But not if you hate people based on something that's nothing to do with anything. See, you're just helping each other there. Nothing to do with anything. This is a puppet show about tolerance. But not tolerance. As I said, tolerance is the very base of it, and then you build on that, and you understand, and you empathise. And if you can't empathise, you just listen and nod and think, well, I don't necessarily agree with you, but that's your experience, and who am I to judge you? Nobody. And if you think, well, I've got a religious experience, my religious experience, or my personal experience, or my experience of this cancels out your experience. No, it does not. It does not cancel out the other person's experience. No, does it? No. They're very limited, these puppets, yes. I think you'll find, Tuck the Penguin, that actually that didn't happen necessarily. And also, I've got to say, there are some people that have gone in and exploited the situation. Sometimes everything's not as it seems. You have to think, are those people who they think? Sometimes you have to make a judgment. You're like, I don't know that those people aren't who they say they are, but sometimes you're like, But sometimes people are disingenuous, so it is true. Sometimes it is difficult to know whether people are telling you the truth. You just have to and hope that they're telling you the truth. And if they're not, because they're bad, nasty people, then maybe something will judge them, something will show. I think the words are bad actors. Now, I used to say, like, bad actors. That's very mean about actors who can't act very well. You know, it's not everybody could pay to go to drama school, but that's not what it means, is it? No, bad actors doesn't mean that you're not very good at accents, or that you couldn't pay your fees for RADA, so you had to just sort of busk on the street and you didn't really learn your craft very well. That's not what bad actors means. No, that's not what bad actors means. A lot of protest writing is exaggerated. Bad actors are people that pretend to be something in order to make you question the people that are that thing. Bad actors are people that aren't good people, that are pretending that they're the thing just so that you don't understand, so that they sort of mess with your perception of reality. I don't know whether you've read 1984, but basically, we've always been at war with Eurasia. But we haven't. Because yesterday they told us something different. See, the puppets are having to think about that. Puppets are scratching their head. Because that is a complicated thing. They are really quite distressed now, aren't you, puppets? I tell you what, we'll just pretend that social distancing isn't a thing, because you're living in the same household, aren't you, puppets? So you're fine. Just hug it out, yes. Yes, I think the best thing you can do is just hug it out. People in the same household as you, obviously, because if they're not in the same household as you, maybe just move in with them, and then they will be in the same household as you, and then you can give them a hug. That's the best solution for everything. Yes, because you can move house at the moment if you really have to. So just let's all move in the same house together. Let's make a big house and all move in together, and then we can all give each other a lovely hug. And then we can comfort each other. And then it doesn't matter if there are bad actors in the world, because we've got each other. They're just helping each other put their... Yeah. Yes, that's how you must be. Loving. This has been very social justice warrior. Puppet, puppet, puppet. Social justice warrior. Yes, I might be. What's wrong with that? Social justice is not a bad thing. These are not bad words. I'm sorry if you think they are, but you're wrong. It's good to be understanding. It's good to empathise. It's good to educate ourselves. We don't necessarily have to agree with the other person. We just have to go, oh, I respect your point of view, and we should work together to make everything good for everyone. Compromise isn't a bad word either. Compromise is quite good, because sometimes you have to compromise in order to make everybody happy. It does mean that maybe nobody's entirely happy, but it does mean that nobody's entirely sad. So and if one person's very sad, hello, are you sad? Yes, but one person's really happy. Ha 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 ha! Maybe it's the responsibility of the happy person to make the sad person a little bit less sad in the world. Just spread the love. Basically, spread the love. This is quite an odd video, I've got to say, yes. But spread the love. Fun with puppets. Anyway, you should make these puppets. Not puppets exactly like these, because these aren't the greatest puppets in the world, to be honest. They are the greatest puppets in the world, though. They're the greatest puppets in the world. I've only got 7 people. 7 people, yes. Now, I have lost followers this week, to be fair, but it was mainly because they said horrible things, and I was like, bye. Bye. Don't really want to talk to you anymore. Bye. But it's not because they said things that were bad about me. It's because they were like, generally, I mean, I think sometimes a lot of nonsense is said about negativity, because negativity, you can't be positive all the time, obviously. Sometimes you've got to be negative about negative things. It's a difficult balancing act. And I have sometimes been accused of being too negative. Why aren't you more positive about some things? Why are you such a negative person? It's a question I've asked myself. Maybe I need to be more loving. Maybe I need to learn from my own words. What bollocks out here? Okay. I said a bad word. I was just repeating what somebody said. Bye-bye, bye-bye, Tux. See, I've just lost a follower now. Bye. Pim, pim, pim. Never mind. I was just reading what the person said, and I said a bad word. I'm really sorry. But it wasn't in the first 10 minutes, so I think I'm all right. Just repeating it. So sorry, Tux the Penguin, if I've offended you. But you sort of offended me then. So, never mind. I can't please all the people. I can't. I really can't. It's a shame, really, that I can't please all the people. It's a shame that nobody all. It's like, it's 18 minutes in. It's fine. Yeah, it's more than 10 minutes in. Yeah, so basically, this has been me ranting and basically saying things. But to be honest, if you were horrible about people, then I'm sorry, I didn't want you here anyway. Why would you be horrible about people? Hello, Scotty. See, I've got new people coming all the time. It's not a one-way door. People go, people come. In here, life is beautiful. Thank you, Scotty. That's very nice of you to see you. Good to see you too. I've just been told off for being too preachy. and sworn at, and then I swore back, which is an accident. I was just repeating the words. It wasn't my fault. So yeah. So basically, the rest of this is going to be happy. Let's go. Let's just sort of making a sort of baseline. A baseline of what is and what isn't tolerated. See, we can't tolerate everything, to be honest. I always enjoy meeting you like this, Scott. Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to see you. Nice. I don't know whether if you wanna watch the beginning and go, oh no, I didn't agree with any of that stuff she said. What a load of rubbish. That's a nice way of saying the thing that the other person said. What a load of rubbish. Out of here. I won't judge you for it, because that's your opinion and that's fine. So I'm not going to judge the people that are leaving me now and going, yeah, rubbish. Don't like that. Go away. Off with you. Off with you, you stupid person. I'll understand that. See, somebody just took away their dislike. I'm not bothered, really. It's all interaction, isn't it? It is all interaction. This hasn't been quite as jolly as it usually is. But to be honest, this is like 11 weeks into lockdown, and I'm starting to... It's like... Mr. Flibble. I don't expect to agree with anybody all the time. Exactly, but some people... I think I'm sort of... I'm all right with people saying things that I don't agree with, as long as they're not really horrible about the general populace, or they don't say things that are really, really unacceptable. As long as there's no hate speech, I'm all right with you. So, oh, that's an interesting point of view. That's not what I would have thought, but yeah, okay, that's your truth. You go live your truth. But if you start saying horrible things about general people, Mr. Flibble, if you say just horrible things, it's a bit like Mr. Flibble there, look. Horrible things about general people, then it's just not right, is it? Can't judge people like that. And some people have been really horrible this week, basically. Anyway, people are people. So how can it be you and I should get along so awfully? Da, 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 da. Old school songs, yeah. Dee, 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 dee. That's a different song. It's a completely different genre song, but more or less from the same time period, which is late 80s. I want to say late 80s. Is it late 80s? I think it middle to late 80s. That probably was a male stripper in a go-go bar. That was a big hit when I was young. That ages me, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Hello, Boheme. How are you? That's nice. Is that a love? Is that heart with a little cross in it, or is that an emergency? She needs help. I can't disagree with that, basically, Boheme. But it's good to see you. It's good to see you, all 9 of you who's over here. And even though certain people disagreed with me and said they were out of here, I still love you. Come back to me. Come back. I'm not going to chase after you, but it's nice. It's fine. How are you? I'm all right. I've got people saying that I've said stupid things and gone. I've lost followers, to be honest. But, you know, as I said, it's like 11 weeks into lockdown. I haven't seen a lot of people. I'm sanguine about it. I think that's the word. I'm sanguine. I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Do you know what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I've been out about 5 times in the last 11 weeks. I think it probably shows. I'm a little bit sort of wild-haired. Like sort of feral at the moment. But I made some puppets, and I've been learning Welsh, and I've been learning the piano and keyboard. The keyboard is the piano. Oh, guitar. And I've actually more or less tuned my guitar, but it's not really staying. It's a cheap guitar, to be honest. But I'm getting on all right. How are you getting on? I hope you're getting on. Who are the Muppets? They're not Muppets, they're puppets. I don't know, they don't have names. They haven't, well, they whispered who they were, but they named themselves puppets. Puppets have, it's like cats. Does a cat really have the name that you give it? No. A cat has its own name. The naming of cats. La 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 la. Love my hair. Okay, thank you. My hair's a little bit wild. Wild and crazy hair. Wee! 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 Do you love the puppet's hair? I've got pink. And I've got, it's really good. not great, but the other one I haven't managed to make her hair yet, or his hair, or their hair. I don't know. As I said, they're puppets. I don't know what gender they are. I don't know. This has been fun, hasn't it? Has it been fun? I don't know. Puppets, give me a hug. Ah! They're quite violent, these puppets. They were only joking. You were only joking, puppets? Maybe. It has been fun, in a way. Pink, yeah. She's pink. Or he's pink. Or they are pink. And this one, or is this one pink? I don't know. They're both pink. Pink and pink. Pinky and Perky. They help each other. And they help me. Because my life. I've got no friends except my puppets. My puppets are a bit confused. Yeah, they're good work. They're good, Potatorella and Pinky. Yeah. Are they girls or are they boys or are they not or are they toys? They're toys. Basically, that's what they are. Oh my goodness, I've lost people again. There's 7 of you here though, so that's good. And 3 of you actually liked me. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for tiny little crumbs that people leave me. Anyway, yes, so this has been interesting, hasn't it? Thank you, Scott. Thank you very much. That's very nice. But I reached through the screen and hug you. Hug you with my puppets. Hug you. Hug you. I should leave you now. Leave you with this ranty hair. Yeah, I mean, if you don't agree with anything I say, that's fine. That's fine. That's up to you. Completely up to you. I can't judge you, as I've said. This has been a bit of a sermon, hasn't it? The sermon it's not on a mount really. I'm sitting on a box with some cushions underneath it. The sermon with some puppets. The cult of the puppets. A little bit of politics, exactly. A little bit of politics, which I don't expect you to necessarily agree with. Thank you very much. I'm going to hike. I'm going to go somewhere. I went for a sort of nature walk. Maybe I'll just upload that because I have been out a few times, but not very far. But I've got a video footage of a tiny little mouse that I saw on a tiny little nest. Whoa, a little mouse. Lots of nature and a dragonfly. A big giant dragonfly that I saw. All sorts. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll try and get some sort of walking video, which makes me have to go out, really. It's a good excuse to go out, really, isn't it? All right, yeah. Well, that's a night, yeah. Ben Elton, he was an acquired taste, wasn't he? It's fair enough. A little bit of politics. See, he used to have sparkly suits, a bit like that, but only sparkly, didn't he? But he was quite, Blackadder, that was good. Ben Elton, again, people do some things that are good and some things that aren't good. And you can't just judge them based on one thing. Young Ones was good. He worked with other people. He's good when he works with other people, I find. Anyway, that's beside the point. I've gone off on one. I will try and do a hiking video. It's not going to be very far. I'm not going to be in North Carolina for a bit, but thank you, Scott. I'll look it up if ever I am anywhere near there. That sounds lovely. But I did actually, come to think of it, I've filmed quite a few walks and I haven't uploaded them because I've been very lazy. Very lazy. Anyway, I'll leave you now. Now that I've lectured your ears off. I've got puppets for ears. Yes. Thin blue line. Yes, he did write the thin blue line. Anyway, bye-bye. 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 I have to take this off. Oh! My hand wasn't up the puppet. Look, they're just hugging. Nothing to do with... I wasn't working the puppet at all. Look, my hands are free. So I'm going, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.